Hi class. Today we are going to be doing an experiment on color changing milk. I know that sounds super cool. I'm really excited to do it with you guys. So, does anybody have any idea as to what color changing milk is going to be like? So give that some thought, and I want you to write that down in your science notebooks, what you think color changing milk is going to be. And then as soon as you're done, we can start the video again. Okay, so now that you have written in your science journals what you think is going to happen, I'm going to go over the materials list with you. So first you need a plate. It can be like the salad plate or it can be a dinner plate. Either one is fine. You want at least probably two cotton swabs. I have 3, but 2 is plenty. You need yellow food dye, green food dye, blue food dye, and some red food dye. You also need some dish soap. I have Dawn, but any brand will work. And then you need to have some 2% or whole milk, and also a measuring cup so you can pour into the plate safely with the milk. So we're going to move into our focus question for this experiment, which is, what effect does the soap have on the milk? So I want you to take a couple minutes here, and in your science notebook, I want you to copy this question down, which is, what effect does the soap have on the milk? Put that in your science notebooks, and then write a couple thoughts about what you think the soap will do to the milk. And then we'll pause the video, and when we come back, we'll start the experiment. Okay, so now we're back, and we're going to actually start our experiment now. So it's kind of hard to see, but I've already poured the milk into my plate. And so you want to have at least probably about 1/4 of an inch of the plate full. So you might need your parents to help you with this part, because we're also dealing with food dye, and that could get a little bit messy. So I got my milk poured in my plate here. So first I'm going to take my red dye here, and basically in the middle I'm going to put 1 dot in the milk. Okay, you can kind of see it in there where the red is. So now I'm going to take the yellow here, and I don't want them to end up touching, so I can see how far this one has spread, and you can judge that on your own. But I'm going to do it to the side so it also has room to expand. Okay, and I'm going to do the same for the green and the blue. Alright, so now you have your red, yellow, green, and blue on there. They kind of look like a little dice of 4. So now I want you to take your Q-tip here, and I want you to just kind of lightly put it in the middle and pull it out. And you can see that it ripples through the milk, but, does it have any real effect here? So I want you to pause your video here and write down what happened when you dipped your Q-tip in the milk. So now that you've wrote in your science journals about what happened when you stuck your Q-tip in, we're going to take Q-tip number 2 here, or you can use the other end of your Q-tip. But I'm going to take some of my dish soap here, and I'm going to kind of cover the end of the Q-tip here with the glue there. Kind of give it a little gentle rub there. So see, now you have your Q-tip, has some soap on it. So now we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to stick it right in the middle. And then pull it out, and look what happened. All right, take a good look here, and I want you in your science journal to write down, and maybe even if you have some color pencils or markers around, color what's happening right now, because I'm noticing some crazy things happening on mine, and I know I'm going to go write them in my science journal right now. So pause the video, write what's happening in your journal down, and we'll continue this as soon as you're done. Okay, so now that we're back, I've already flipped my Q-tip over, and I've stuck a little bit more soap on the end of it. And so as you can see, and I'm sure it's doing it on yours, here's my original red. It pushed out to the outside of the plate. Then I got some green over here for my original. My blues here. My yellows here. But I kind of got this orange going on here. So I'm going to stick it in again. And look, like in mine right now, if I leave it holding down, it's still pushing that dye out, even though the dye is already all on the outside, but it's still pushing it. So I want you to, again, in your journals, write down what happened when you did the same experiment for the second time, and we'll reconvene afterwards. All right, so now that you have wrote in your science journals and documented what is happening with your colors, tomorrow when we come back to class, we're going to discuss why this happened and how it happened. And I also want you to write down any questions you have about, why a certain thing did this or how it even happened in general. And we will discuss every single one of those questions tomorrow when it comes time to do our science in class. So I hope you all have a good evening, and I will see you all tomorrow morning.